Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. So, today we're going to be talking about MBA stuff. Okay, so as you guys may already know, if you don't already know, watch my intro video. I should link it somewhere. I think you'll see it up there. I'm Nigerian and I came from Lagos, and I'm currently doing my MBA. I'm rounding up with my MBA at Yale School of Management. So I think we should just get this started, and yeah, let's talk about this. Okay, so what is the first thing you need to consider? I think the first thing you need to know is to really think about your goals. That's your long-term and short-term goals, and I'm not talking about those ones we write in the essays, please, not those, but I'm really talking about, like, what do you really want from the MBA, for yourself, for your career. And I think even more important, the more important one is the short-term goals. Like, what do you want to do immediately post the MBA? I think here you need to talk about, like, what kind of career you're looking at and where. So that is the first thing. The second thing I think you should consider is the industry you want to go into. So that is, do you want to go into a more traditional path, or you want to do a more niche industry? So I'm thinking, like, do you want to do more banking, consulting immediately post MBA, or you want to do more like private equity, you want to do venture capital, like just those kind of things. I think you need to have an idea, like things you want to do. And here you also need to talk about, like, what is my first choice and what is my second choice. We need to get real, okay? Like, you need to think about, like, what is that thing? If I want to do private equity, am I also open to this other industry? So that's kind of the second thing you need to think about. The third thing that I believe international students should think about is their country of origin, especially if you want to come to the US, and this is specific to the US. If you're coming to the US, you really need to think about how easy it is for you to get work authorization. And the truth is, it's harder every day to find companies that would sponsor you. And I'll do another video maybe talking about some of the things I've learned about sponsorship and work visa, work authorization. But for now, you just need to think, am I Nigerian or I'm Kenyan? And even within Africa, it differs in terms of how easy it is to get some kinds of visas. But about work visa, which is usually the H-1B, you need a company to sponsor you. So what that means is you aren't just applying to jobs, you're applying to jobs at companies that are open to sponsoring you. And that just limits the number of companies that you can apply to. So this is something you need to consider. And number 4 is to consider the schools you're applying to. See, we get carried away with this whole big school, top 10, top 5, top 3. Okay, we are all top, like. As an international student, what you really need to know is, what that school is known for. So the way MBA recruiting works in the US is their target schools for many companies, and especially those companies that you need sponsorship from. The big companies that want to sponsor you, they have target schools. And what does target school mean? It just means that they first go to those schools before they apply. Before they kind of consider all other applications. So I'll explain this. During the MBA program, some companies come to campus, and those companies recruit from campus. So if you are not part of that campus or the campuses they go to, that means your only option is really to drop in an application online, and that barely works, okay? But if you apply through your school and those companies come to recruit seriously in your school, you stand a better chance because you're mostly competing with your classmates. So that is like, I'm competing against the 40 people in my class that are applying to this same job, versus I'm competing with 10,000 people that are applying to this same job from all over the world. So you see, numbers game. So I think you need to, as an international student, consider, what is this school known for? If I'm interested in tech, is this school strong on tech? And many times what you discover is the smaller programs are even, maybe bigger in the industry you want to go into. Like, the smaller programs sometimes are target schools for many of these companies that you want to go to or companies that you want to apply to, versus the bigger programs might not actually be good for you because they don't have these companies come to campus and recruit directly from their campus. So you need to really get over this top school versus non-top school, or however way you define top, because like top 30, top 50, top 100, top 200, we are all top, okay? Last thing I'm going to talk about in this video is really the finance aspect. How are you financing your MBA? You know, many of these programs could cost you like $200,000. Yes, $200,000. So how are you financing this? And like, are you getting scholarships, or are you, chances are that you would have to take a loan, a dollar loan, so how are you financing this? And if you are taking loans, it means you must be thinking, how am I going to pay this after school? And if you're thinking that, it's even more important to know the school you're going to very well, because you just want to know, like, what are my chances of getting a job, and the kind of job that I want to get, and the kind of job that I like, and I can pay these loans in maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years or 10 years, however way it is for you. So I think one thing that can kind of de-risk that process for you would be to get scholarships. We can, I'll do another video in this series talking about how you can get scholarships. And see, I have learned the hard way, but truth be told, many of these US schools, top big US schools, have a ton of money. And we can, talk about strategies in another video, but really this point is talking about the way you're financing your MBA. If you got a 100% scholarship, for instance, it might not be such a big deal for you in case you don't get a job immediately post MBA. You might get a job within 90 days or 200 days or like 6 months or whatever. But if you don't get that job immediately post MBA and you have huge loans to pay, and with the interest rate, it might begin to become a problem for you. So those are the 5 things I wanted to quickly talk about in this video, just things you should know quickly before you apply to that program. And we're going to continue this conversation about like scholarships, about application tips, but for now you just need to know that it is tougher for you as an international student to get jobs in the United States, and it's become even more difficult every day. So you need to just consider these 5 things. So this is just a conversation starter. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and also feel free to ask me questions about some of these issues. Again, I do this every day. It's the work that I do, speaking to international students and speaking to even students from the US about MBA. So yeah, I'm happy to take your comments, and yeah, feel free to ask me anything. I will try to answer you and give you my 100% honest opinion. Okay. Please subscribe to my channel, and you will see a notification bell right beside the subscribe button. Please click that as well so you'll be notified. Thank you.